Kim Kardashian, like,
hello, we're here.
Oh,
We were taking.
okay.
We were just taking
we didn't
bets.
even 3-2-1 us.
No, of course not, because that's half the fun.
Why would we do that?
I mean, the camera's already slowing down right now. I know it's gonna freeze.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Begin the
Aw.
facial expressions.
You know, if you turned your background off, it probably wouldn't do that.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
But then you'll know my secrets of my wall.
That's why I
Not
turned
your
my
wall.
notifications off, because it made my internet die.
It might help.
Okay, the
Just saying.
skulls aren't here, so that helps.
Secrets
Okay.
of the Wall.
Well, tonight's sponsor is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca, use the code THEVECTER, all one word, to get 10% off of your dice order. You can also check out our merch shop at tinyurl.com/vacmerch. And there's some cool shit on there that you should go check out because, you know, it's fun. Maggie, what is your dice pick of the week and why did you pick it?
Because Breath of the Wild got sold out. Just kidding. No, it's because you like watching our content, right? Or streaming it on iTunes, Apple Music, or Spotify, where you can find our podcast. So, like, once you start watching, including our affiliate shows, like the Mutant Crawl Classic show, or checking out things by Even Footing Games, including on their social medias, we got a corrosive grasp on you. This is why I'm not in charge of sponsorships.
That's just why
I liked it personally, but that's fine.
Honestly, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 11:30, Dungeon Daddy Rick is here for Together Among the Stars, and our special guest this week is Hunter from Warlocks and Waffles, which we love Hunter, so that's going to be a good one.
Fun.
Sunday, we're back on DM Jeremy's channel, Artemis and I, for Legacy of Fire at 7:30. Monday, we have got Mistwalkers again at 8:30. Thursday, Song of Crystal and Shadow at 8:30. And there's some other stuff coming. Like, we've got a bunch of content that's in the works for May, which is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So that's going to be fun. Maggie is running a bunch, or like, managing a bunch of shit.
Planned by somebody with ADHD, but it's also Asian.
It works.
I have more ADHD and Asianness in me than some people.
We also have a mini campaign coming in May, led by Emily, with a bunch of recurring faces and a new face. So go and check that out. That starts on May 30th. May not be doing session 0, but if not, it'll be the week or 2 weeks following.
Yeah.
It is bi-weekly, and it's like 11?
I think it starts. The 30th will be session 0 if we stream it, and the next week will start every other week.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's slated for 11 sessions, but with the amount of chaos that's slated in it, who knows?
They'll finish in
6 sessions.
January.
They'll finish
6
it.
sessions.
Assume it'll be
6
like
sessions.
So 11 sessions.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have since Maggie took over the Spotify iHeartRadio podcast nonsense. All you, DM Artemis.
Yeah, so to get the mushy stuff out of the way before we start the other mushy stuff, Emily, you've been here for a year as of tonight, so hi.
Woo!
I can't believe that it's been a year, but also
That's
it feels like it's
wild.
been 10.
Thanks for being here so that we die a lot less often.
Hey, I wonder
Yeah.
why we would
I'm
be thinking
the
about death right
healer.
now.
It's wild to me that the first festival y'all went to was a year ago already. I feel like that was last month.
The Reckoning of Bob.
It's just a little crazy to me. Plastic, get off of there.
Keep him on his radar.
You need a pasta sound effect that represents who pasta is.
Is there a sound of just chaos? Because that's pasta.
Okay, that's
There you go. That
That's
works
what
for
my
pasta.
pasta sound was
That-
actually
that
eating
seems
those Papayos.
Alrighty then. Anyways. Okay, so when we last left off, You guys had fought the vampire known as Caskin. Pasta has arrived to sow chaos, per usual. The fight was long and bloody and resulted in the death of one of the characters, who was subsequently resurrected. And yeah, it was kind of a night. You guys were busy.
Nothing too dramatic.
But no, not at all. It's fine. Wasn't like my first character death ever either, so like it's fine.
Same.
But well, I mean, I've had my characters die, but I haven't killed any characters yet, so
You have now.
Yeah,
Yep.
now you have the taste for it, is what you're telling us.
Now
Yeah.
you're a true DM.
So now we start phase 2 of combat.
No,
Yep.
God, no. I'm just gonna leave. Just bye. Just bye.
It was nice
Yep.
seeing you all.
Yeah, good luck.
yeah. So Aster, you are currently at 10 maximum hit points with 1 HP after being brought back from that.
Yep.
And you also have 3 levels of exhaustion
Oh,
from the resurrection sickness.
cool.
So it'll take some time to recover, but
Yes.
you'll get there. But yeah, we're gonna kind of jump right in, and Ram, Aster is dead. You saw her fall beside you, the light in her red eyes gone out. Rage and pain fills you up as you turn your axe on Caskin one last time. You see your strike hit true, but you don't stop. You keep going. You eviscerate him. Hit after hit after hit. There are voices around you that make no sense. You hear Reggie call out to you from your chest. You ignore him. You can't cry. You aren't built that way, so the rage fills you for a time. Something makes you come around, though. Karani saying something low and soothing, followed by Aster wondering why she was taking a nap, but that was impossible. She's dead. That thought echoes in your head as you turn away from the mess on the floor before you and look to your companions. You stop. Karani is there holding Aster, who's on her feet, barely, but alive. Says, "Don't worry, I got her." And you drop your rage instantly. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage, please.
I refuse. 29.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
That's with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Power of love.
So pretty much. You see Aster, and you don't take a level of exhaustion, but you do drop to your knees in front of her so that you're sort of like on face height. Aster, you are having a very strange dream. Why are you suddenly asleep in the middle of a fight? And why here? You stand before a massive tree that you've seen in your dreams before. Yggdrasil, the tree of worlds, the first tree. Wrapping around its roots protectively, as always, is Ouroboros, who comes to a stop before you, his massive head looking down at you almost quizzically. Before he gets a chance to speak, though, you find yourself flying backwards. Orange, warm light around you. You're awoken by the sound of Karani, and your eyes fly open. You feel like you got run over by a giant. She helps you to your feet in time to see Ram raging on what's left of Caskin, and when she turns around, the rage drops away immediately. You are alive.
I'm
And the ringing
really
silence.
tired.
Can't help with that just yet. I don't think.
It's okay. What happened? I think I blacked out for the last part of this battle. It was very strange.
Sure.
I was also trying to see something too during my nap. I'm kind of bummed I didn't know what he was trying to say. It was very Aster would just kind of like literally just slumped, like just cannot move right now.
Ram's completely covered in viscera and so she doesn't reach for Ram or Aster. She doesn't reach for herself. Fuck that. Doesn't reach for Aster. Just because she's gross at the moment. But her eyes sort of shift to Kirani, and though her face does not offer any expression, just the vibe from our mental connection is eternal gratitude. Don't do that again.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what happened. It was so random. Maybe I just got really faint towards the end. I feel really weak from that battle. I think it was just very draining, and I was very angry for the first time. It's a very strange feeling. Maybe I enraged a little too much. It's gonna take some practice. So yeah, don't worry. I don't intend to fall asleep again. That was weird.
Is that what we're gonna call it? Falling asleep?
Can I make maybe an insight check on myself just to determine whether or not Aster fully, truly understands what happened?
Oh no, you knew you died. That was
Oh.
the whole feeling from being at that tree. Like,
Okay.
you knew that you were there to
I do
join
know.
him, and you were not going back.
That won't happen again. I refuse to leave.
That's the spirit. And I slap you with the cure wounds. Because we gotta get you above 1, you know? Oh, I got 1 first level spell slot left, so...
I mean, I only need 9 more, and that's
You
my
know,
max.
Actually, I think 9 is what I get with my bonus, so maybe.
Perfect. Beautiful.
We'll roll it anyway.
Wow!
No.
There you go.
What?
Amazing!
Technically +4, but it doesn't do anything for you, I don't think.
I'm as healed as it's gonna be.
And you get a first level spell slot back from chat.
Oh. Sweet.
I wonder why you might need those.
From that slap on the back, I kind of stumble forward, but I feel a lot better weirdly from it, and I just immediately just go over to Ram, and I don't care that she's covered in a bunch of shit and all that. I just drape myself over Ram, and just I will not let go.
I'm fine with that because I don't let go either.
Okay. While all this is going on, Eliz, you're sort of watching all of this happen, and there's a noise in your head that you can't quite get rid of.
My
It's like a
tinnitus.
buzzing. It starts out as a small buzzing, sort of at the front of your head, and it just spreads, and then your ears begin to fill with the sound of rushing water. But you don't leave. You're still here. You're still present. But the room sort of around you goes almost dark, but not quite. The pile of refuse that's in the far side of the room, there's a faint purple glow coming from it, and it seems to be calling to you.
Question.
Mhm.
Is this still filled with the sickening shit that I put in that area?
No, that's on the other side of the room.
Okay.
That's behind you.
I'm just making sure I'm not walking into that.
No, I'll pull the map back up for you so you can see.
Yeah, okay, just make. Oh, it's over here. How do I make an arrow? Over here-ish?
It's the big pile of stuff at the bottom of the room.
This. Got it. Eliz, Does this feel like Elise is almost entranced because they're an elf, or is this like different for them? Like this doesn't feel like sleepwalking or okay.
No, it doesn't feel anything like that. You're just called to it.
Mhm.
Something is calling to you. They're like on a almost primal level.
So Elise would give one last look to their friends reuniting, look, turn to make sure that Cranie's still up, that Clarity's still okay, but everything's dark and loud, but they finally in all the kind of like when you're filled with adrenaline and it's like you gotta go or you gotta go either way. They look down at their strings and they see that they're all intact.
Yes. There was a moment where the one to Aster, and it was only probably the length of a heartbeat because it didn't take Karini very long to fix it. But there was a moment where the one to Aster had snapped.
Well, fuck. Elise, knowing that the strings are now all reattached, they are emboldened and they kind of like almost like without meaning to, they kind of slip into the shadows of the room and they appear in the refuse and they're like just like tearing through to find whatever the fuck this is. And Elise is very much not a peasant and very dignified except when they're being, kind of sloppy and sleazy, but this is different. This is like a almost animalistic. They have to find whatever is in here. It's probably honestly quite loud and rude. But
yeah,
they
as
don't.
the rest of you are sort of like Aster and Ram are having this moment, Karini, you notice like Eliz crosses the room very like laser focused on the pile over on the far wall, like very focused on that. And they start digging through this pile and digging and digging and digging, and then eventually, Eliz, your hand sort of wraps around what feels like cloth, but also not. It's hard to describe the feeling. It's like if somebody could take air and feathers and weave it into a fabric. That's what this feels like. And you pull out a piece of material that turns out to be a very beautiful like black robe that has very intricate beadwork on it that looks almost like outspread wings across the chest, like raven feathers almost. And the moment your hand sort of wraps around this and you pull it free, your vision is sort of pulled from your body. And you are nice. Okay, so you are pulled, your vision is sort of pulled from your body, and you find yourself standing on the side of the river once more. Your Raven Queen is before you, and you're holding your hands out, and this cloth is now folded in your hands. And she looks at you, and she says, "Well done, you found it. This is my veil. It will serve you well, should you choose."
What happened to my friend back there? I think knowing will affect my choice.
Your friend crossed to the other side, but was brought back by your friend Karini.
What happens in that moment? Where's the skeleton boy?
He took her there. He made sure she got to Idrisil safe.
Was she okay? Then she'll be okay?
Yes. She'll be returned. No harm done. She just needs rest.
You deal with the undead and making sure that they meet their end, don't you?
Yes, it's part of my charge. Making sure that the souls go where they belong. That duty was done in the case of your friend. Caro escorted her where she belonged. The roots of Idrisil in the garden.
Yes, but Caskin and whoever that other one was with the horrible nose and
They
fang.
are a perversion of the moment of death.
What
It should be
is
dealt with accordingly.
what is that about? I don't understand. Are they gone too?
Yes, the moment that they crossed through the city of the dead again, Kelmvor was sure to judge their souls and send them where they belonged.
I don't want anybody else to have to deal with what I just felt. The string snapped. I could feel it and see it snap. I don't. How does one deal with that? I know it has probably been some time since Bony Boy was, full of skin, but it hurts in a way that is not entirely my own, but also at the same time is. Is this what grief is like?
Yes, child. And love. Love can be wonderful, but love can also hurt. It is the risk you run loving another.
The people who I love, there's so much unknown about it, and I refuse to even believe in the possibility of death, but it looms closer than than anybody thinks, I believe now.
Death is a natural progression of life. Even for your friend Ram, it will come for them eventually.
But I can make it easier. Broke character. But I can make it easier for myself, for them, for their friends and family and those who love them.
You could, yes. If you choose to take up the mantle of champion, you could be the one that guides them when the time has come.
What happens to, Calcium Crusader?
Carol will go where he belongs. He will be at peace.
I think
Emily's fucking dying.
I'm ready to make this decision for myself, for my friends, and again, my family and the rest of the world. I cannot let this threat stand by, both of outside forces and the ones that work inward. Death is something that I have to accept, and that I can help others do too, for it is inevitable, whether we simply be immortal but with a clause, think we're immortal, or whatever that may be.
So you choose to take up the mantle of champion.
I do. I get down on one knee.
That is not necessary, child.
I
And
don't.
she sort of waves a hand, and the robes are suddenly on you.
Mm-hmm.
They sort of appear on you, and you can feel sort of a piece of you connect to them. And she says, "You will need to work with it, learn what it can do. It will grow with you. But as you learn, so will it." And I made this item somewhere.
Yeah, I look up at her and I smile, and it's a wistful smile. Shedding that layer of innocence, maybe even more so than innocence, forced naivety over the power of life and death in that process.
Well, you will learn. I have faith that you will be a worthy champion. And she sort of looks just to your right, and you notice that Caro has appeared. And Is he what?
Is he still the Calcium Crusader?
No, actually. He looks like a man, like a human man. Long, dark brown hair pulled back into a half ponytail. Long beard. Very, very much young and what you would assume he looked like in life. Bright blue eyes. Sort of tan skin.
Jesus? He's white Jesus?
And for the first time, he sort of he holds out a purple lantern to you.
Mm-hmm. I reach out, and I bow my head respectfully before I take it with 2 hands, and I give him, that up nod of both respect and acknowledgement.
He nods back and he says, "You will do well."
Mm-hmm.
And he you see him sort of walk off into what looks like a bunch of mist. And you're left there with the Raven Queen and the lantern that you're holding, very small, maybe 8 inches tall, little loop on the top, and looks like it might hook on a belt. But there is a purple fire that glows within. And she says, "When you have time, go to a temple dedicated to myself, and we will commune some more.
Mm-hmm.
I may have further duties for you in the future, but for now, return to your friends, return to your life."
Out of character, Moose. Are we expected to gather these items and then give them to Dragon Lady? I forget our agreement.
They just want to inspect them.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I remember what happened.
Yeah, no, you already showed them the one that Aster has, and they inspected it and gave it back to you because they sort of recognized that it's sort of bonded to you. So, but she says, "There is something else, but I can't quite put my finger on it." And it's at that moment that you begin to hear that rustling sound in the water again with the chains, that low undertone of chains. And she says, "Something is wrong. Something doesn't add up. I don't know what yet. But be mindful of your dreams, of your friends, and the world around you. Something more is at play here, even beyond what we think. The council is concerned."
I'll do just that. Until the next time I see you. I mean, it feels almost odd to tell a god to stay well, but the sentiment is the same. Farewell,
I appreciate it.
my goddess. And I bow with the lantern in one hand still up.
She sort of motions to the where the river leads up, and you as you turn to face that way, the same direction that you've been going, you notice a couple of things. Number one, the river is much quieter than it's ever been.
Oh,
it's not raging. It's not raging nearly as much as it has been. So you're a lot further up than you have been as far as walking alongside it. And you can see quite far in the distance yet, but you can still see it. There is what looks to be a very large wrought iron gate that seems to be sort of dead center in the river.
Like a dam or a levee?
No, just it's like a wrought iron gate. The water sort of comes through it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
And you've seen this one other time, but from the other side.
Uh-oh.
You had a dream about it.
Yeah.
And you know that gate leads to the city of the dead.
Uh-huh.
All the souls must come through that gate once they've been judged by Kalimfor. So you're almost out. The chains and the sound of like thrashing are behind you, but quite a ways away. Like,
Okay.
you can still hear it, but it's very faint.
Uh-huh. Instead of following their instincts to either look back or sprint forward, Eliz steels herself and continues to walk at the pace that they've been going.
Okay. So yeah, as all of that is happening, the rest of you, so Karini, you see Eliz doing this, and they pull up this robe, and like Clarity sort of walks in front of you, and you're unable to really see what happens because it like she blocks your view for just a moment. But the moment that you see Eliz again, they're wearing this robe, and there's a purple lantern at their side. Very small,
Interesting.
but and it's like they froze for a moment, and then they sort of come back to themselves and look around. And Eliz, you're back in the room with your friends.
Yes, I no clipped through the world. Now I'm back. I become myself again, and everybody's still alive?
Everyone is still alive. Ram is still holding Aster. Everybody's sort of gathered together in this moment.
I notice that the lantern is in my hand. I'm like, oh shit. Wait, I want to try. Eliz wants to try to do the thing where I become the Calcium Crusader, because she said I get to choose my appearance.
So you sort of concentrate on that, like, visage, and nothing happens.
I think to myself, I must not have reached that level yet.
Nope, that's not.
One day I can look like I guess I would when I was dead. I still think I'm going to choose something else, like to be 42 feet tall.
Clarity pulls Karani aside and says, "Hey, so you have just the power to like bring people back to life, like all the time?"
No, it has to be pretty quick. And I need the right payment for their soul to come back.
Oh, okay. She looks pretty disappointed and kind of goes off by herself a little bit.
Okay. Follow just over there for a second.
Okay.
Can I just follow over there for a second? You know, I have heard very powerful resurrection spells. I don't know any yet. The ones that I know are more quick response sort of things. But someday maybe. I'm in more all the time, so
That's true.
never know.
We do keep getting stronger, I suppose. I think it was, I mean, you had Aster right here and just kind of a long shot. Just thinking.
If ever I get there and we have the money to do it, just let me know what you need.
Okay.
I'll try. Happy to try.
Fair enough. Really cool, though. Never seen anything like it. Top notch.
Honestly, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never done it before. I wasn't sure it would
Oh,
work.
You looked like such a pro. I would have guessed 3-4 times at least. I would have expected you to be raising people from the dead all the time. Really,
Honestly, I was a
really.
bit in a panic because it happened so fast.
No, it was great work. I
Thanks.
would have expected that you'd done it tons.
I appreciate that. You like to look like a professional when you're at work.
Absolutely.
can.
You fake it till you make it.
Right. Dress for the job you want, not for
Exactly.
the job you have. Resurrect for the job you want.
I mean,
I don't know.
I haven't always stabbed people, so like you just start stabbing and occasionally you get better at it.
I'm gonna take your word on that.
And confirm.
The first time you stab people, it almost always is harder than you think it's gonna be, and it glances off and didn't do any damage and just pissed somebody off. Really,
That's fair.
takes a lot of practice.
I don't know if I could ever be as hands-on as you or Ram.
I mean, all you have to do is practice. I could give you
I
some
just,
tips.
Put some light out there, and sometimes the vampires sizzle, so that's what I got.
That's fair. But if you need some dagger throwing lessons, I would be happy to help.
I mean, I really don't see that happening, but I appreciate it.
No problem. I've got you.
If you ever want to learn how to resurrect someone, just let me know.
I may
I'll get you. I'll get you signed up for the church. I've got pamphlets if you need any.
No.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you resurrect somebody that's been dead a while, man. Sign me up for that church, I guess.
Ram, you just hear a muffled, she has pamphlets.
I guess. I bamf out the campsite if I can. I can't remember how long it's been.
It's only been like 3 hours.
Never mind.
So-
You should at least sit here for an hour.
Sophia gave Baxter greater restoration.
Yay!
Thank you, Sophia. I appreciate it.
I don't remember exactly what that does now that she's got 3 levels of exhaustion plus bad hit points.
I only know.
I think it
Pathfinder
fixes the
rules
hit
for
point.
this.
You can pick one of those things. You can
Yeah.
either pick a level of exhaustion or pick the hit points, which
What does
Personally,
3
hit
levels
points
do of exhaustion? What's
better.
the third one?
Saving throws, I think. Let me just double check.
Hmm.
So disadvantage on ability checks, movement speed is halved. Disadvantage on attack and saving throws.
Hmm.
But I think your 10 hit points is a little more critical right now.
What's
Just
that gonna
saying.
do? Put me in a dangerous
I
situation?
mean, if we take a rest, you could heal up a little bit.
Would it put me to?
For you
For,
roll, I think.
If you use it for your hit
HP.
points, it fixes your hit point problem.
Oh, good.
So your max
I
would be
don't-
normal again.
I don't remember what my max was anymore.
I think it's noted on the front page of your character sheet. Or no, wait, I have a graphic. What's that kid?
Excellent.
You have what?
Good.
You have 96 hit points normally.
Wow, that's so much better than 10.
Oh, that's way more than me. So many hit points.
Great. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna take it. That's amazing. Thank you, Google.
What did people do without Google? I mean, how are your characters? No wonder why D&D takes so long. It's because they don't have fucking Google.
True.
I mean,
Question,
So
friends.
Ram,
Did we go
Yeah.
through all this stuff yet? To
No,
make
we
sure
haven't
there
looted
was-
any.
Looted, but I'm a little busy hugging my girlfriend right now. Sorry.
Could I go
Yeah.
ahead and start that investigation?
Holding and start shoving shit in there. Just make sure there's no other. Exit.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I've
Okay.
seen that happen before.
Remind me,
It's
do
not pretty.
bugs have the ability to
What the
detect
fuck, man?
magic?
Oh, I just do arcane awareness. I
mm,
pick Aster up and I'm like holding her. Arcane awareness. Look over the
my
pile.
feet are
also
just kind
do
of like
that if
dangling, but
necessary.
I'm still like clinging.
okay, so the only thing that is magical in this pile of crap is what Eliz is now wearing,
Gotcha.
but there is a shitload of coins down here.
Are there
I
It
diamonds?
looks like somebody.
Oh, you guys
there
can't
is-
see me. I start shoving them in the bag.
Okay. So,
I want to specifically
so
look for
Karini-
diamonds.
yes, Karini, there is one diamond that is worth 1,500 gold in here.
Wow.
Taking it. Aria, I need
And then
this
there
in case
is
anyone else dies.
I'm gonna put this in chat so you guys have it.
You can put it in the party sheet and we can do
Yeah.
that.
I forget about the party sheet, okay?
That's why I was helping. Also, your veil is in there, Elise.
Yes.
Ooh,
put
I
that
can
in
put
there.
it on my character.
I don't think that I coded it correctly, so at the end I'm gonna have to have you look at it because I don't know what I'm doing. But
Is anyone?
Nope.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Wait,
about
why are there 16 muffins in here?
We got those a couple of sessions ago.
Aw, damn it.
I thought they were
That's still
cupcakes.
good.
They're muffins.
They're
Okay.
muffin cupcakes. They're muff cakes.
Cupcakes are muffins are just cupcakes without frosting. So
Wait,
it's fine.
wait. I want muff cakes to be a strip club coach.
okay,
Oh.
so now in order to make sure that this goes out the way it's supposed to,
Yes.
I have to have everybody on the combat tracker.
No, in the where it says order,
Okay,
Huh?
and make sure everybody strides into there.
they are not. So. Who the fuck is missing clarity? Go.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Why did it do that?
So yeah, through all of that, you find about 2,500 gold pieces, 875 silver, and 937 copper. How do I distribute that? I don't remember.
There's an arrow underneath where it says partial coins. You just click that and it'll shove out to everybody.
Oh.
Just a quick,
Ew.
randomly. I used the rocket candy and chocolate, so those should be gone because I ate those when I went first on my
okay.
scouting mission.
And Aster should have Rolly,
Just what did I do?
and it can put the other stuff back in the bag of holding, I guess.
Gently close my character sheet.
You can just delete the muffins. I'll put those in the bag of holding.
Yep. Will.
I just don't want to drag and drop it 16 times.
Yes.
Okay. Raleigh is in your inventory. Those can go
Hey, do
away.
you like imagining what Eliz looks like and other characters in the Phixius 5? You should come to our Discord and check out our community art channel to see the comics that Artemis has been making. They are very cool, and they feature the moments like when Ram and Aster first met, and it was very cute.
Wait, why aren't you in charge of promotions? Like, it's like you're doing it all
don't have a
night.
social media presence. Artemis does a good job and makes sure that the circus is running, because if not, the circus would be in disrepair and the cotton
Everything
candy
would be on
machine would
fire.
be broken, and then a kid yells at you, and then his mom yells at you even worse. And she doesn't care that you make minimum wage and you have no health care, and there's a fucking animatronic in the back that keeps trying to kill you every night.
Okay.
We all
Wow.
relate to
That
that.
We all
escalated quickly.
No, it's just accurate.
Okay, so there's still a wooden duck and a scroll of gate in the party sheet. Y'all can figure out what the fuck to do with those. Okay. I'll drag that onto her character sheet
That
then.
is in my hair. Specifically placed where it pokes out, like right here.
I can put the gate spell in the bag of holding until somebody wants it.
Sounds
So I think at the moment none of us are powerful enough to try to cast it.
I'll
You
take
would be
control
able
of the
to
gate.
try to cast it, but you have to do
Right.
a spell
I'll
check.
roll, yeah.
I
So
want
if
to
you
try.
want to take
Yeah.
it, take it. But it's on the cleric spell list.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, Cranium, then you take it. Then it's your responsibility if we fuck up.
Yeah, more responsibility on the cleric. I
Put
like
it
it.
in there.
We should go hang out with the Mistwalkers. Oh no, we should go hang out with the
No,
Song
I
of
think the
Shadow
Mistwalkers just need to come here.
people. Oh, to dinosaurs. Double
You
dinosaurs.
guys are by dinosaurs. We're by dinosaurs right now.
Double dinosaurs.
All of the dinosaurs.
Actually, then would the hunt go? Wait, what if we just let the hunt go on forever and then everybody else dies? Because we use the gate spell and time works differently.
Yeah, I think that Mistwalkers is a couple of months behind.
We can stay here for a long time. We can go get spinach puffs. We can go punch Bob.
Wibbly wobbly.
Spinach puffs.
Yeah.
You need to find
Okay,
Bob.
but anyways, so as all that's going on, Ram, you're holding on to Aster for dear life, and you begin to feel you can feel another Warforged sort of questing, sort of trying to message you, trying to connect.
Do I recognize the feeling, or
Yes, it's Clash.
okay, I'll let them through?
Okay. So as you let them through, you feel more than anything like a sigh of relief, because obviously you guys don't breathe, like you don't actually sigh, but it's a sigh of relief that you're still alive. And you hear, "Thank goodness, I was afraid that I was too late." And he says, "Are you intact?"
Too late for what? To start with. And yes,
And
I'm intact.
so he turns his head, because you can see through his eyes. He turns his head. And as he does that, you can see that not only is he outside, you recognize the building. He's outside, but he's got all of the other Warforged that you recognize from when you first got to the city, the other 7 of them, and an entire squad of what look to be dwarves in full plate, like shining plate armor with white and gold retinue on them. And he says, "I went and got help. I wasn't fast enough, but we're here. Are you intact? Do you need help wherever it is you are? You feel like you're underground."
Yeah, we are. There's a mausoleum at the back of the property. Go through there. Door's still open.
And you see him like turn his head, and he can see the mausoleum from where he is. And he says, "As soon as I could feel that, I felt your rage. I knew something had happened.
Yeah, it was fine. Everything's fine.
You sense doubt, but press exit out. Press exit out. But anyways, so
I disengaged from the sedan.
he pasta. God. She's like literally making a loop around the room, like. But
Pasta do. Yeah.
apparently, she's parkouring off of like everything.
Mm-hmm.
She like a moment ago she jumped up on the dining room table, but the dining room table is really slippery, so she just went right over the top of it off the other side.
Well,
So, you know,
Gosh, ridiculous.
like you do.
that's my cat.
But you hear Clash say, we've been keeping an eye on the Battenbrands for a while now, and Wolfrel told me to come and get him when or if something happened. And he kind of like, you see him kind of glance over, and like you can see those dwarves again. And he said he sent a unit of the Silverbrand. And like you can see that some of them sort of like detach and are like going into the house, and like seem to be like rounding people up or something like that. Like it's very efficient what's happening outside. And he says, how do we find you? And you see him open the door.
Liam, there's a door. Should still be open.
Yeah, you see him like open that door, and you can see the flight of stairs that lead down. He says, okay, we are coming to you.
Head north.
And
Don't touch anything you don't need to touch. And if you have anybody who can detect traps, use that.
very well. We'll be there shortly. And then the connection ends.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Like, shut it down. It's like, wait, look for that. Oh, okay.
Did you
Don't
tell
forget
us
the
what
prisoners.
happened? That they're coming?
He didn't want to like. You get the sense that he didn't want to be like intruding more than he already was.
Yeah.
So.
Then maybe
Oh,
And you can always reopen that connection.
No. There's Warforged and whatever they're called coming.
Quick, let's loot the bodies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Just shove the whole body in.
No, okay, that works.
Do whatever we want.
Body.
I meant take the stuff that they have on them, not take the bodies.
They're
Like,
not
you don't
using
have-
it anymore. It's okay.
What if they have tattoos?
Yeah, exactly. We gotta get the
Oh,
tattoos. Add to my
no.
collection.
Oh.
Have you seen my skin tattoo collection so far? It only just started.
What if we needed like a new kidney or something? Come on.
I mean, the
Kidneys
one
is
guy's
a
mush,
cheap one to get
so.
home.
Kidneys are expensive on the black market. We could probably.
Your yard is just gonna be full of sheep.
I don't know if you can donate vampire kidneys,
Fair enough.
Dang it.
especially when they're mushed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As you say that, you also
Ram really
look
did.
over.
push that one.
As you sort of say that, you all sort of look over at what's left of Caskin, because Ram uses a great axe. There's not a lot left. It's
Like-
mostly in pieces.
Anything
Pokeball
magical
over there.
would still be there. And I have arcade awareness of.
Yeah, again, he's not wearing anything magical.
Okay.
So, the only
that
person
okay?
that was, or that had anything, was Eliz and the guy with no nose. He has a +1 sword,
Short sword or long sword?
longsword.
No.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if vampires have any special reagents that monster hunters would like?
Yeah, like
Sure, make me a
guild?
survival or nature check.
The guild use any of?
Well, if they do that,
I could take
you
it
should
too.
take an Advil check.
I did.
I can't have Advil. I don't get to participate.
Okay.
Remember what happened last time I said I would be fine? Taking Advil. To be fair, that Advil worked like a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
I have COVID again, so yeah, everything hurts right now.
Poop.
But
Poop.
yes. Okay, so you rolled what did you roll? That you roll a medicine check. I need either a nature or survival.
Fuck, I can't read. Is it the same? Hold on. What's medicine under?
Intelligence.
Oh.
Oh,
It
man.
might be wisdom technically.
Can I help?
It's
Survival
the same
is
modifier,
weirdly
it's the same roll.
my best roll.
Yeah,
I would ask
you
the
can help.
group, is there anything
Excellent.
that's worth taking off a vampire to give to, like, I don't know, the church, or to sell to a monster hunter, or to sell to the church who hunt monsters?
I could pull out some teeth. I don't know that. I'm just saying I could.
Okay, don't get bit. Then you'll become a vampire, I think.
No, I'll use gloves.
Or do it and see what I have. Right
No, don't become a vampire. I'll have to kill you.
What if
I'm
I
gonna-
get bit by a vampire? Would I turn into a vampire?
I don't
Probably
know,
not.
but let's not find out.
Okay, so funny that you bring that up because we did talk about that when we were first getting ready for this campaign. We did talk about that at one point.
I want to suck your oil.
Or what if I get bit by a werewolf or like a werebear? Would I become a robo-werebear?
We'll have to watch Critical Role to find out what happens with.
Oh
the
my god, no,
immortal
what if you're
charms.
bit by a werewolf and you become one of those 90s robot dogs? You know what I'm talking about?
No,
The
you
ones
just
that do the
become
flips.
no. You become the what were they called? It's like an anime where they had like robot animals.
Oh, Beast Wars.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No.
It was like Beast Wars or Beast Bots or something like that. It was like
Beast
It's
yeah.
like that. It's like that where you just like take on like an animal form, but you're like a robot.
Yep.
And you just,
The
like,
only thing that I
yeah.
remember from that show is Waspinator because he was ridiculous. But other than that, my little brother was obsessed with that show.
Yeah.
No
man.
hairy robots is what you're saying?
No hair.
Beast Wars, yeah, Beast Wars.
All gur. No hair.
Okay. So, with that survival check there, I would say that you get, with what's left of the head, you probably get 5 fangs that will work out for reagents, and you can sort of like goop up some of the viscera into like 2 vials, and you're not really sure what it's gonna do, but you can just mark vampire goo.
Put it in the bag of holding.
Gross.
You should also take that +1 sword and put it in the bag of holding, because we could sell it even if you don't want to use it because you've got a cooler axe.
Yeah, as soon as it shows up in the party sheet, I'll be happy to do that.
Working on it. I'm not as fast as you, okay?
Okay, I'm just teasing.
Ham's just holding their hand out, just waiting.
We're gonna say it's okay, I'm
Waiting.
just better.
So 5 vampire fangs.
What happens if you eat a vampire fang?
You want to fuck around and find out?
We
Not
need to find
particularly,
Bob
I
and
just
make him
made a
eat
note
that.
to the Raven Queen. I think that would be bad.
Vampire goo.
I could feed it to somebody else. Probably still bad. What happens if I, as a mortal, bite a vampire? Do they turn back?
No.
There. It's in the party.
They ask
Merry
you if
Christmas.
you're into that sort of thing.
And then you say, no, I just, maybe.
No fiction.
Granny, are you taking the spell scroll?
Sure.
If you're, I'll dump it on your character sheet.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay, so as you like finish shoving things into, the bag, eventually you could probably take a short rest while you wait for the others to get here, because it took quite a while to get through all of that crazy.
Is there anywhere,
And
any random places we haven't looked?
There are a couple of rooms you haven't been in really, but like you've pretty much got everything. You could go back and open the thing you could go back and open the sarcophagus.
Eliz wants to separate from the party and go check on the prisoner.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough to do. It's like literally right down the hallway from where you were. You're able to find them fairly easily.
We were here for in the first place. Totally forgot about that.
Eliz, you open the door and like you can see that they're all still sort of like sitting there, like pretending like they're still bound, but as soon as they see you, they're like, is it safe now?
It is safe. We there was some sort of vampire guy and what's his face? They are taken care of. But I do not say anything incriminating. What if one of them is a cop?
If they were a cop, they'd have to tell you.
You have to ask him.
Also, if they were a bird.
Yes.
What?
This is a very, very long story. Okay. Anyways.
Can you fix Aster's max hit points? It's stressing me out.
What? What? Is it not
Yes.
correct?
It just says 10 on the combat tracker and it's stressing me out.
It should be better now. And then you should be able to roll hit dice, I think.
There you go.
It's all pretend.
Heal a
Happy.
little.
I'm stressed.
Okay,
Are we
I
all
was
rested?
stressed from that fight, and I'm the frickin' DM, so...
I was surprisingly okay with everything. that
How do
happened.
we do the hit dice?
On the main page of your character sheet, you just double click hit die at the very bottom underneath where it says wounds max and temp. And it'll automatically count down.
Rude.
Oh, I did this backwards.
There you roll one on me.
Hit points being rolled.
That works.
And we just start like shoving muffins into Aster's face.
Wow.
Because they're basically a healing potion. Almost.
That's right.
They're just like unhinges their jaw.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, she's a snake.
Give the buttons. Give me the buttons.
I don't have the buttons.
I do. One.
Hey, muffins. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. Aster needs to roll a constitution. This is a lot of muffins.
I think it just adds it, doesn't it? Are you better yet?
I thought
Almost
snakes.
there!
That is so many muffins.
We have 4 left.
God!
Wow.
But snakes like eat all their
Like,
meal at one
Time
time.
out, bad
right?
guy. Let me eat 80 wheels of cheese and 45 freaking
This
things
isn't
of cabbage.
Skyrim.
It is literally what just happened right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Sometimes
okay,
you just
so...
need some cheese, okay?
Some cheese, you need to carbo and sugar load, like...
Yep.
So yeah, if you don't know snakes, when they eat their meal, you literally see like they have like their body, and then there's just this like whack, like this lump as it like travels down. So Aster just has this just like whack of all those muffins.
Okay, you look cute with a punch.
God. No.
That's exactly what it means. It's not a centaur trying to ride a horse.
Am I being shaded right now? Excuse me.
No. Yes.
It's like the
Can't lie to me,
alien
because
in the
even if
first
you're a cop.
Men in Black when he eats.
Yeah.
He's just like, ugh.
Okay. Anyways, after you finish shoving all of these muffins into Aster's face, and Aster, you feel much better for some reason, and
more bloated.
Yeah, better and worse
Yeah.
at the same time.
yes, like it was great food, but
Overloading.
you're gonna be feeling it for days. Yeah. Okay. Eventually, Clash arrives with, you see that some of the Warforged had stayed up with the other guards, but he arrives, there is a dwarf with him in full plate mail, helmet, with the sort of white and gold, like, I always forget what the proper term is for that, where it's like a wrap that sort of goes over one shoulder.
Rick, what's it
Harass? Harass?
called? A caress?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Trap.
But
Pashmina.
they have sort of engraved in their armor is like a rank mark, and they sort of step forward and Clash.
Before they get too far down, how to disguise make me look not like the homicidal robot that left a couple months ago.
Okay.
Just in case. So
We'll need
still
deception.
Warforged with advantage? Is that?
No.
Can I assist by
You have
throwing
already
Viscera?
interacted with Clash twice.
It wasn't for Clash, it was for the guard.
I'm getting there.
Okay. Well, still. I had a disguise. I look like a squat. Have you ever seen Return to Oz?
Yes.
Unfortunately.
The robot in that one's so round, with like
Okay.
steam-powered legs and like wiggly arms, noodle arms, and a mustache. Glasses.
Okay.
And just like a little
So-
like swirl of hair.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not
So Clash walks in the room, sees you, and you see him go, "There is no need for that. I've brought a friend."
I don't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, this is
You
Francesco.
see,
I look at Aster bewildered because Aster is lying. And I mouth no
yeah,
fan.
Aster, I'm gonna need a deception check for that because
Damn it.
What's your
Can
charisma?
Aster make up fake names for everyone in the party?
Just in case we ever need to hide.
Maybe we just always call each other those names, and we just keep our identities secret.
Oh, I want to be
like superheroes, but nerdy.
Oh god. Can I roll with disadvantage?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great, because
Oh my God.
That's
more like it.
yes, correct. That's
It's more
the
like
roll. That's the roll.
Okay.
That was a 2. Just so everybody knows. I rolled a 4, so we're doing great.
We don't lie. It feels wrong when Aster does it. Like, she just
When you-
grimaces. Like, can't believe I did that.
When you say this is Francesco, the dwarf with the sort of rank marks also sort of tilts their head and then looks up at Clash in confusion.
I
Twirl the mustache that's not there.
Mustache.
Is it a physical change when you do that? I thought it was just like.
Yes.
It's just
I thought it was only an
illusory.
image. Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say I thought it was.
illusory.
Your fingers go through the mustache in and out.
Which
It's like
makes
glitching in a
total
video game
sense.
where your hand goes right into your head.
I've never rolled before, so it tracks that I just like punched myself in the face in order to curl my mustache.
Yeah, that tracks. And Clash just sort of like looks down at the dwarf. Yes, that's them. And you see, so the dwarf in the plate mail sort of steps forward and takes off the helmet, and like a tumble of like long sort of reddish brown hair comes out, little bit of a beard, and like bright blue eyes, and you recognize them immediately. This is Kaya. They're the ones that helped smuggle you out.
Oh. Well, now I feel silly.
Only now do you feel
It
silly.
took until this
Not
moment.
earlier, when you punched yourself in the face. But now.
Now.
Cancel the high disguise. Okay, fine.
What
Oh,
were
no.
you?
I thought, who are you? What happened to Francesco? I've known him for so long. Oh my gods. I'm so
I remember when
betrayed.
Francesco saved me from falling down a well of acid.
Not the well of acid. And you came out with all of those colors and went crazy.
Yeah, and then, Francesco is the goatiest goat.
I think we've been had, friends. It's okay.
Who's had us?
I thought I was doing so well.
You were doing great, babe. It's okay.
Thank you. I haven't stopped clinging this whole time.
No, I haven't either. Even, which probably led to our shitty deception rolls, because this rotund, squat robot had like a young tea growing out of it.
Yeah. Like you were
it's like glitching, like
clipping through
Yes.
the illusion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah,
lie,
no.
guys. It's awesome.
So good.
Somebody draw it. Please, for the love of God, somebody draw it. That doesn't mean you, Artemis. You got enough on your plate to draw.
I mean, might as well for this episode.
I could do it. I could render it in stick figures.
There you go.
Acceptable. Don't forget the mustache. It's a very important
No,
to me.
that's the only feature that will be drawn very,
You disguise
very
yourself?
technically. Like,
It's a Warforged face with
Handlebar.
a mustache.
Yeah.
I'll get a sticker that's like from like just those stickers that people put on their stuff that has mustaches, and I'll just put it on the stick figure so
Yeah.
that it has real depth to my illustration.
Perfect.
Ram gave themselves Groucho Marx glasses.
Yes, I did. But in brass. To match the rest
Sure.
of my fake
Gotta fit
aesthetic.
the aesthetic.
Yeah. You know, brass. I'm usually like silver and steel. I thought it was a good change. Fine.
Don't be a brass hole.
Oh.
You good?
Maybe. If I keep talking, then they can't arrest me.
They do not look like they are here to arrest you.
I don't think that's how it works.
That's like if I can't see them, they can't see me.
Right?
Kaya steps forward and offers a gloved hand to you, and she says, "It's been a little while, my friend. I'm glad to see you mostly well." And she like takes in the sight of you just covered in viscera and a very tired Yanti.
Bleed.
I know. We are to escort you to the palace.
Oh,
No,
it's
the palace.
The other P place.
No,
Underneath the palace.
no.
That's good.
I'm totally chill about all this. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I can tell how chill you are.
I'm doing great, guys. Hi.
She's sort of like, do you shake her hand?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you shake her hand, she sort of like, pats your hand in like a sort of reassuring way. And
Is Ram sweating oil from her palms?
yes.
You didn't know robots could be clammy. I'm clammy.
Hello, Clammy.
Just covered in
You
condensation.
just see Ram or Aster slowly sliding because of all of the oil.
I cast prestidigitation so that you are less oily.
Thank you.
This is a totally
Okay.
normal interaction and nothing is going wrong.
So, the palace then?
Yes.
Yes.
The Emperor would like to see you.
Oh, you have to need to see me.
We need to get the prisoners out, speaking of which.
Yeah, we gotta do that. Oh wait, I'm not in there
Prisoners
even.
down here.
Fuck, I forgot.
And
Never mind,
when you
we're so
say
fucking oily.
so when you say prisoners, Kaya looks at you and she says, "Did you find the Brew Shield daughter? She's been missing for a long time."
Yeah, she's in that other room. You went right by it.
And others.
Well, technically, they came in through the southern door. They took the more direct route to get there.
Oh, well, fine. Show us up then, I guess.
we all
We'll
look like
we'll show
that
them
was
to the
an option
prisoners.
this whole
We'll take
time.
them there.
Yeah. Oh, but
Okay.
just be careful because they were vampires. So,
Understood. There are precautions that can be taken.
Put their toes in the sun and see.
There
May
are.
I suggest a stake to the heart?
Toes in the sun first. See if
Probably rescue them and then we're throwing them under the bus because they're definitely vampires.
toe sun.
Oh, sad.
Right. Anyways, so she dispatches a couple of guards, and like Eliz, as you're sort of like coming out with the prisoners, you see these two dwarves in like full plate mail marching down the hallway towards you. Like you knew that they were coming this direction, but
Do they seem like the good guys?
they do.
Okay. Then I do not shoot them on sight.
Wise choice.
I wave them over.
Yeah, they come and they help escort because they I gotta sneeze. Hold on.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
It's allergy season.
You have
And
COVID.
you got COVID.
Yes. Allergies and COVID, it's so much fun.
Mhm.
Oh, ow. But anyways, so they help sort of because everybody that you found is very weak. They've been down here for either, several days or up to a month, and help sort of cart everybody out. And Kaya sort of walks alongside you, Ram, and Clash follows along, and like they sort of all escort you back outside to make sure that everybody stays safe, because like as you sort of go through, you can see that they've disarmed some other traps that like you just hadn't gotten anywhere near. And
I would have gotten to it. Just saying. Absolutely
except for
would have.
the one room that Ram decided to hit the wall with their axe and it blew up. Yeah.
Let's just forget that happened.
It totally didn't have any consequences.
Nope, not at all. Nope. But anyways, you're escorted back outside, up the stairs, and out into the open air. And it is a relief to be back outside. Like, even like Ram, you don't breathe, but like the oppressive nature of being down there and all of the memories and everything, just it is a relief to be back outside. And you can see that the other Warforged and other guards have been very busy. They've rounded up what looked to be, because you guys were down there for so long, what looked to be an entire wedding party, and are slowly like interviewing people and asking questions and things like that. Like, you guys were down there long enough that like the wedding should have happened like 2 hours ago.
Oh, wow. Time flies when you're dying, I guess.
Ha ha ha! I finger guns.
Is the bride-to-be's, but not anymore, parents here?
Yes, you see. So they sort of like either they're standing off to the one side with a couple of Warforged, and like when they see their daughter escorted out, they immediately rush to her, and she just sort of like falls apart in their arms and looks relieved to see them, and they look relieved to see her. And Eliz, with your courtier background, you sort of know that the Brew Shields are a newer noble family, so their influence isn't as much. And more than likely what had happened was Caskin was going to marry this daughter to sort of boost their influence, but also he was holding her as sort of an insurance policy to make sure that they followed through.
Yeah, they're fucking. They didn't do. They were not smart about this. I judge them quietly, and I look at them like glaring. Like I give them my best Aster angry eyebrows.
Angry eyebrows.
Can I
yes,
roll
angry
to intimidate?
Sure.
And I make my eyes glow a little.
I'm gonna say that you do it at disadvantage.
Okay. I make my eyes glow green though with aberration magics. Hey, wasn't I supposed to tell you if I used any creation spells actually?
And the green gem is aberration, or is it transformation magic?
Yeah. Let me double check. Did I use any transmutation spells during the thing? Let me just double check. No, that's evocation.
Transmutation.
Yeah, that's enchantment. I'm just checking what spells I used real quick. That's enchantment.
I don't believe that you did.
No, I didn't. Okay, I was just double checking.
Okay.
Yep. I then roll.
Like maybe write that down on your sheet that your stone is transmutation.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to make Bree look it up every time that I have that question, because I will forget.
Intimidation.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay. The mother is very busy with like looking at her daughter and stuff like that, but the father sees you and sort of is like taken aback a little bit, and just sort of like ducks his head.
Yeah, and I give him like the up nod to be like, y'all done fucked up.
Nice.
They look very relieved to have their daughter back, though.
Yeah, I don't know whoever is paying attention to Eliz would know that they would sense the kind of brooding aura of not peasant trauma around Eliz. You know, hashtag rich people problems. Totally
Not
relatable issues.
Not peasant problems for sure.
Yes.
You also see that the matriarch Talonstone has arrived as well. And when she sees Mason, the two of them are reunited for a little bit, and she sort of looks at all of you and she says, thank you so much. When you're able to come by the manor, and we'll settle your debt.
Do I know what that means?
Yeah, she owes you money.
Oh.
Lots of it.
It's settling her debt to us.
Yes, settling the debt. And then Kaya says, please come with me. I am to escort you to the palace. And Clash comes with you. And he sort of, so Kaya and a couple of the other guards escort you guys through the streets, and Clash sort of walks alongside you, and he sort of quietly to you, Ram, he just says, do you remember what happened down there the first time?
Bits and pieces.
I tried for months to get you out. I could feel you, but you weren't open to the help.
I wasn't able to do anything that I wasn't told to do. So.
I understand. I will say
everything is fine. It's all
I
good.
will say, because you were looking at like magical items, I will say that actually on Kaskin, you did find that glowing crystal that he tried to bucky you with.
Bucky?
I'll just keep that in like a holding for now.
Okay. But yes, he walks alongside you and just sort of explains that I tried to get you out for several months, but by the time you were able, you broke out and then you disappeared on me.
I did murder everyone, so yeah.
Understandable.
Well,
Given
except
what
for
we've learned.
that last one, because he wasn't home.
There was no proof. We couldn't go in. They were very good at covering their tracks.
Eliz kind of... Can Eliz hear this?
Make a perception check.
Eliz is so wise, you know? Probably just the wisest
Aster can hear this because she's literally clinging to Ram right now.
Oh, 21.
Yeah, you can hear this.
I turn around and I'm like, you guys are the government. That hasn't stopped anyone from before.
I am not the government. I assist when I'm able, but I am not the government.
I mean, the government is normally not one person unless this is a dictatorship, but you know what I mean.
There's literally an emperor here. You're on your way to meet him.
Yeah.
So.
At least it's just kind of like y'all just didn't do what you wanted to your people. Weird.
No, and like you,
I don't know how to deal with peasants.
with your background, Eliz, you know, like you've studied in history class that Wolfreal Brightmane, who is the emperor of Makan, he used to be just a blacksmith. About 100 years ago, he used to just be a blacksmith. And there was an uprising, and he led this uprising against the government in Makan, against the former emperor, because the emperor was mistreating his people. And since he's taken power, the country has prospered and done very well for itself as far as trade goes. And it's only been the uprising was about, according to my notes, was about 15 years ago. And Wolfrill was the one who sort of led that rebellion, and when it was all said and done, the people chose him to be the new emperor. And he's been leading them ever since. And he has a very good reputation. Like, even with your, like, with the Cheshire Expanse being what they are, the relationship between the two countries is fairly decent.
Eliz is like speaking sarcastically, but part of it is the copium of just having to deal with extremely traumatic events, maybe.
Yeah, understood.
Like, I don't know, Aster dying, or Aster dying, or
it's fine. It's
Aster
fine.
dying.
It's fine.
Apparently.
But yeah, so they lead you through town, and you approach this sort of. You can see what once was probably a very majestic on purpose sort of show of power, but has since been sort of like retrofitted almost, where the palace itself, there's like a main building, and then some of the outer buildings have been opened up to like the public almost. You can see what looks to be there's a place of worship, there is a place of like trade and industry and that sort of thing. Things that like you wouldn't really expect to find here, but given his history, it makes sense with who the emperor is. That he sort of opened this area up. Like, you can tell that probably when the last emperor was in charge, they cared very much about appearances. This guy doesn't seem to give a fuck about that, as far as how the palace looks and that sort of thing.
Eliz turns to Ram, and they're like, I mean, this kind of seems like your kind of deal. I won't have to yell at you for once, and then we get in a fight.
I'm gonna touch everything.
I will let you do that. They're the ones who owe you a debt, apparently, so.
I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna be arrested by the end of this.
I mean, if you're arrested, I know a good lawyer.
How about you just break me in and we go on the run?
I'm a great lockpick.
I mean, that is also true. We're saying this
Everybody next to you hears all of that.
Yeah.
Unless you're using, well, I don't know. Do you still have your telepathic bond up? How long does that last?
Only lasts an hour.
You didn't re-up it in the morning. Okay. I was gonna say you didn't re-up it in the morning, so.
I mean, I guess I could
just
do it, but
to clarify, Clarity has no shame and will say that she's an excellent lockpick in front of anybody.
I mean, Eliz is not hiding it either, because they're framing it. The apology was kind of like tongue-in-cheek humor to cover up the fact that they do actually feel bad, but it was also, kind of like, what's the word? They were also kind of being sarcastic about the whole I know a good lawyer thing, but also like, that's me winking.
Look at it's all we can see of you, so I hope we see it.
I can't wink very well. It's hard for me.
I can see you from like the nose up.
Well, I had to practice winking because I couldn't do it for a long time. Look, I'm so good at it now. I look totally flirtatious and natural. So if you see me at a con and I go...
But same, also, I have that same winking issue.
It's not easy to wink.
My husband makes fun of me a lot about it.
Some of us just are not born with that kind of talent. We are good at other things like lockpicking.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you. Alright, so you're escorted up the steps and in through the main building. You're led down a sort of long corridor that leads to a set of closed brass double doors. And there is beautiful like carvings and inwork on the doors, gemstones, The design is very beautiful. It depicts the city in like mosaic, but done in gemstones. It's very beautiful, and also a little ostentatious, like
You
just
mean amazing?
in the fact that like it's a little excessive, but
We're
it's very
trying
beautiful.
hard not to look like peasants, Eliz.
I know.
So covered in viscera.
Yep. Yeah, you're still covered in goo, and it's fine. They escort you in. They stop long enough to sort of open the doors up and escort you in, where you are brought into an actually very plain looking throne room. Very sort of, maybe once it was very grand and showy, but not anymore. The thrones, not on a dais. They're on the floor, just like regular height. There is like a rug that like leads up to them, but that's kind of it. And there is sort of off to one side, there is a big sort of sprawling table that has like maps and books and things like that sort of spread across it. And gathered around this, you can see several people, and they all sort of stop when you enter, and the crowd sort of parts, and you see a male dwarf, probably mid-life at this point. Long sort of brown beard with like flecked with gray, very dark skin, and piercing green eyes. He wears a very simple silver crown on his head, and he's actually wearing like what look to be blacksmith leathers at the moment. And he sort of stops and he looks at Clash and he says, "Are these the ones?" And Clash sort of nods. He says, "Yes, your Highness, they are." And you see he sort of claps his hands and goes like this, and the others sort of leave. The other people that were there leave, and he waits until they're gone before he strides across the room to all of you, and he sort of takes in Ram just covered in goo, and Aster clinging on, and everybody sort of just the state that you're in.
Try to curtsy.
Yeah, Eliz bows
I'm too
and they
tall.
ostentatiously put their hands up and they cast prestidigitation to clean everybody. Like, now you're not covered in viscera or
I
skin.
like how you waited until now to do that.
Eliz
instead
was
of-
distracted by all the shinies, as Eliz is often. There's totally not a background history.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's fitting
but
because they're the patron of the Raven Queen and they like shinies.
Clarity did not realize that she needed to bow and looks real awkward, and so after everyone does, kind of makes like a pointing and goes, nice
Ditto.
to meet you.
Didn't bow.
No, and he sort of takes that in, and he just says, "Please, that is unnecessary right now. You have done this city a great service. A little differently than I might have, but nonetheless, we've been tracking the Batten Brands for quite a while, and we're unable to prove anything. I understand that you were found on the grounds there. I don't know exactly what happened. Clash wasn't sure.
Technically, we were underground.
Please, come, tell me everything." He sort of like, he motions over to that big table where there are chairs and stuff like that. He says, "You all look done in. Let me send for refreshments." And he sort of like claps his hand and a servant appears and he sort of whispers to them. And a few moments later, like, drinks are brought. There's like wine and fruit juice and like an assortment of like cheeses and fruits and that sort of thing
Are these
for anybody who wants it.
Are these peasant cheeses?
You can't really tell. They look to be cut maybe in fancy ways. So no,
Definitely farm cheese.
it's not Kraft singles if that's what you're worried about.
Oh, but you know, like when a cheese is like $7.99 at the grocery store versus like $10.95, it's like that.
It's
Hi,
cheese
Jeremy.
cubes and salami.
Oh, salami.
It's just Lunchables.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, that's all it is.
Cheese
Lunchables.
cubes
Yeah.
with toothpicks.
Assortment of Lunchables.
Yeah. Eliz looks at the. Can I make Can I pick one up and like make a check to see?
Food
I
check.
don't know what check it would
Peasant
be
check.
to check for food
Peasant
poison
check.
as a courtier. I assume there's a class.
You can make an investigation check if you're like really looking at these things.
I pretend that I'm admiring the cheese, but I'm actually inspecting the cheese.
Clarity pops a piece of cheese in her mouth and says, "It's definitely peasant cheese, and I think it's delicious."
I mean, you've seen fancier cheeses, but it's not bad.
Is it poisoned?
You get the sense, no, it's not poison. And you get the sense that Wolfrill is a very practical man.
Oh, I forgot to say when we walked up to him, I had my book open.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt your...
Yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, so as he, like these refreshments are brought and stuff like that, he asks you to explain what you found, and so that he doesn't. I don't want to wait for my people to report in.
Well,
I let Ram lead.
Karini will just start talking.
I look at Ram. I'm like,
Essentially, 'cause no one's saying anything.
I look at Ram like, this
No,
is kind of
no.
your bag.
No one wants Clarity to talk. She's learned this.
I don't have a nose, so I don't have to go.
We were given information
So-
that someone was being held underground, and we went to find them. And then we found vampires.
Yes, about
And a really
that.
ugly horse.
Yeah.
So it appears that beneath the Battenbrand estate there was some sort of dungeon, and while we did not encounter any dragons, we did encounter this horse that kind of had many legs like a centipede. We encountered what was the second thing we encountered?
A ghost.
A ghost? Yeah, we encountered a sort of ghost, and then we encountered Kaizen, as well as a vampire. We did not get the vampire's name correct.
Caskin was the vampire.
Oh, Caskin.
You didn't get the name of his bodyguard.
Yeah, and some sort of other individual that was undead. It appeared that the Badgenbaron family, or the remaining heir, had given himself over to a sort of necromantic magic, which, I mean, I've heard of your kingdom before, very lovely, but I believe that is at least frowned upon, if not illegal. So we made a citizen's murder, as one does, to free the captives and liberate the palace, which I assume might now be state-sanctioned land, so you're welcome.
Why are you doing that?
Just a little.
It was a citizen's genocide, really, because I killed the whole family.
I am aware of who you are.
If they were practicing necromancy, were they even alive in the first place? We do not know. And Eliz is in their mind, they're like, we didn't take the time to ask or figure that out. But we do not know.
And he sort of looks at Ram and he says, I am aware of who you are. You have nothing to fear from me.
Believe him?
Roll an insight check.
If my passive insight is 19, do I get to know?
15?
He is telling the truth. You do not have anything to fear from this man.
Bitches.
I love
Okay.
how Artemis is like, this is a really cool guy, and then that automatically makes us as players trust him.
Okay, but like as a player, I would be the same fucking way.
But what's
I would be like, that is
color?
sus as hell.
Do you ask him?
What is your favorite color?
Sort of like looks up at Aster. I'm assuming you're still sitting on like Ram's shoulder or something.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
still on
Not
Ram?
me. Answer the question.
He
This isn't a
looks
hag,
up at
this is my
you.
girlfriend.
I could be a hag. You don't know.
True. You're pretty chatty for a hat.
If you were a hat, you would have to tell us, though.
Oh, I heard hag, not hat.
I would never call you a hag.
Good.
I have respect for certain hags. Answer the question, sir. Stop distracting.
My favorite color is orange.
What a weird favorite
What
color.
a weird question.
I don't think it's a
Is
weird
it-
favorite color.
I think it's
like all my
extremely
clothes are like
suspicious.
red, orange,
It's
and
not
I
yellow.
like
green, so
orange.
everything's fine.
It reminds me of the color of a forge.
Suspicious.
Hmm.
It is a comforting color to me.
Okay, you can not die. Keep going.
I'm glad to hear that. My retinue would be most disappointed if you murdered me. They would like to throw you in jail. However, I will not let them.
I would not let them kill you. Don't worry.
He can bring people back from
I
the
appreciate
dead.
that.
I only kill
She's
people.
all
Let them kill
powerful.
people who deserve it. Like
Yes,
vampires.
Yes, so
Monsters.
that citizen's murder then is legally... We are legally parted, especially my dear metal friend.
Murders.
Well, yeah, so, can we get, like, an official pardon, perhaps? I don't know, a parade?
It's just
To
like,
a
oh my
parade.
Yeah, one or
Parading.
the other. It's fine.
I
Well,
won't
it's
arrest your
either.
friend, and I won't banish you from my city.
Oh, cool. That
That's
sounds
pretty
like plenty.
I think that's
Also,
that's
this
great.
cheese is quite delicious.
I am
told
quite fond of
you.
it as well.
I go to, like, hand one to Aster, and I grab one, and I go to give it to Ram, and then I turn around, and I'm like, wait a second, and give one to Crane. I know Clarity's
You're
already eating
supposed to
them.
know
so-
how to act in these situations.
Aster already has muffin tummy. I don't know if she can.
I was
eat
gonna
any
say
cheese.
Aster like takes it and then just kind of is like, I don't want it, and just kind of just drops it.
Oh, I was gonna say you just set it on top of Ram's head.
It's
No,
another
that
hat.
seems a little rude. No, she just drops it on the floor.
Pretty cheesy.
Mhm.
Huh.
Wait, I say, wait,
Huh.
Reggie.
Reggie's lactose intolerant.
He's
Your chest plate kicks open,
What?
and Reggie comes out like, I heard my name.
Have some honey. Give him some honey and crackers. 'Cause
I look at, I say, does Emmy want the cheese? And I look at the floor awkwardly.
Emmy's a rabbit. Rabbits typically are pretty much vegetarian. You can
Okay,
try.
I look at Aster. I'm like, what about Taji?
Taiji?
Yeah. Does
I-
he want the cheese?
I have no idea.
Taiji's a stoat. Taiji eats just about anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes, and he goes, oh boy, it's the cheese. Oh yes, I love the cheese. Put it in my belly.
This is all going on in front of the king as we awkwardly have this conversation.
He looks amused by all of this, honestly. Like you can tell that it's kind of refreshing that people are not like bowing and scraping. Pasta.
By the way, I am Eliz of the what the fuck is my clan name? Alcerin
Silver Dawn.
family. And I go to extend my hand for a shake.
Yeah, like in very like true dwarven blacksmith fashion, does the like forearm grasp, you know? Like
I
Very
grasp
peasant
his
kind of
forearm
handshake.
back, confused, and go,
says we'll work on it.
"Yes, I did. I did not take this class, unfortunately." Handshake 404 was very hard to get into. Oh, Pasta wants a handshake.
She's being a menace to society at the moment. It's okay. But
Standard
anyways, so
operating
yeah,
procedure.
We need more
pretty
of
much,
that.
yeah.
Appy. Appy, say hi to Pasta.
Hi, Pasta.
Are you looking for TT? No, you just want to like get into stuff right now.
Pasta, could you go
But-
to the store and get me some fucking nachos? I'm really hungry.
She would eat all of the nachos on you.
So you're a cat.
So
She would still eat all
anyways,
the nachos. But so yeah, he sort of looks at all of you in turn, and as you sort of explain a little bit like what happened, I don't know how detailed you all get about what you found down there. But Clash sort of helps fill in some of the details that he knows as well, because it turns out, like, as the story unfolds, Clash has been keeping an eye sort of on the grounds, and when he saw you guys go in, that was sort of his signal to like, something is about to happen. And then when you didn't come out for a whole day, he got very concerned and went and got help. So they were ready to come kick the doors in and found all of you in the situation that you were in. And you learn, like, there's sort of like an exchange of information that happens. He explains to you that after Ram left the first time and Kaya sort of reported in what she had found out that they had no proof to sort of tie these random disappearances to what was going on, but they were able to sort of figure out that the Baton Brands were involved somehow. And Ram, you know from experience, the Baton Brands, very good at covering their tracks. Usually you were covering their tracks, but they were very good at covering all of the disappearances and missing people that sort of went in and out of the house, like the rumors that were going in and out of the house. And after a while, he kind of considers all of the information, and he thinks about it for a little while, and he says, "Very well. If you would like, I can have rooms prepared here, and you can rest for the evening."
Yeah, sure.
Sure. That would be fine. Thank you.
That seems most agreeable. I appreciate your hospitality.
Very well. And should you need anything else, just let one of my servants know, and they will take care of it within reason. And then he sort of like, you see, so Eliz, you probably noticed, and Karini, you noticed because you recognize the look of this spell, but like you can see that he sort of casts what would look like a message spell from the outside, and he doesn't say anything out loud, but like you can see that this sort of look is happening, and he kind of waits for a second and obviously gets a reply, and he says that the skyship will be leaving in a day, and your queen would like you to return if possible.
Right.
Do we want to make the excursion to the dinosaur island now, or do we want to go back immediately?
First, we need to get paid by somebody.
I mean, true, but
I
honestly, I don't think there's much tourism on Dinosaur Island besides dinosaurs. It's like a nature park.
I think that's a bit far for all the stuff we have to do.
Okay, we will adjourn to Dinosaur Island later. We will take the ship back then.
Yeah. We'll take our vacation after all the things.
Yes. We will then go to the island. Hey, have you been to the island of dinosaurs, my liege?
Once when I was a younger man.
Is it worth the trip?
Do you like camping in a lot of mud?
No.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs are nice when they're not trying to eat you, but there's a lot of mud and bugs.
Is it peasant mud?
It's mud. What's the difference?
Oh, I will explain if we ever get a chance to, talk in more depth. There is a whole classification system. It has at least 20 different kinds of mud. It is actually very intriguing.
20.
We should probably talk later about why you should stop calling people peasants.
No, I'm not calling you a peasant. I'm calling the mud peasant. Like, you have not studied.
You should meet my friend Ambassador Kovakan. He would agree with you on many things.
Oh, I would love to meet them. I'm always up for some good synergy.
I can have you introduced if you would like.
That would be amazing, but maybe tomorrow as we accept your offer of a good rest, I believe my friend, I look at Aster, who's like, just been dead.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like laying there like I'm fine. Everything's fine.
When you say that, you're fine, but you're
Very well. I will have rooms prepared for you. And he sort of like leaves the area. He leaves the throne room off through a side door, and like you're just there with Clash and Kaya, and they sort of both look at you, and the Clash says, "Do you require anything from me? Is it Ram now?"
Yeah, it's Ram. No, I'm fine. Thank you for coming.
Of course, we must look after our own.
Yeah.
I remember you from a long time ago.
Like a long time ago or a long time ago?
Yes.
I remember
You are. Yeah, actually. With your memory pretty much intact now, you remember them. Number one, their designation is one of the oldest ones you've ever seen. And they were they were one of the people that for a while they were like in charge of training. Like when you were like brand new out of the Soul Forge, like freshly peeled, you.
so satisfying, but
Yep.
What?
The cling peel, yeah, yep.
Ugh. I don't like that.
She's
It's
will never
canon.
understand.
No.
If you peel them, it hurts.
Oh, apparently Ram was just 3D printed into the world.
Okay, look, Affy made it canon that like when they came out of the Soul Forge, they had like this plastic cling wrap that they just peeled off. So I just ran with it. Okay.
It's the placenta, essentially.
Ugh.
The Soul
Wow.
Forge placenta.
Do you does when
No.
Outro collect Warforged placenta to use as a face mask?
Anyways,
No.
so yes, you do remember him. He was one of the trainers for a long time, and then towards the sort of end of the war, He was one of the ones who led that final charge. Like, he was at the front lines during that final battle. And you sort of lost track of him after that, because with everything that happened with Zariel and things like that, you sort of lost track of him in that final fight. But then after everything was said and done, he was one of the first to volunteer to stay behind. He said that he was very fond of this plane and the people that lived here, and that he would stand by and protect them. So he had no interest in going home. So, but yes, you remember him, and he remembers you, like, from that sort of same sort of soldier no soldier, and remembers that you chose to stay behind as well, and that you were the one that had led that party that had freed Zariel from her bonds. So.
Yeah. I'm all good. Thanks for the help. Okay, bye.
Very well. If you need anything while you were out in the city, just reach out.
Yeah, you're at the Grumpy Tusk, right?
Yes.
Thanks.
Very well. And after a little bit, servants come and sort of lead you to, like, a series of chambers where you're able to rest for the evening and that sort of thing. Refreshments are bought if you choose them. There is much to Eliz's, like, excitement. There's, like, a full, like, Harry Potter style bath that can be used. Just bubbles, and it's amazing, should you choose to partake.
Wash your ass.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna take a break.
Yep.
Wash your ass.
We're back.
Yo.
Thank you, Fancy Grants, for the raid.
Yeah. You guys are the bomb.
Yeah, we're using you.
Yeah, Sophia, we stretched.
We
Hey.
need.
See? Yeah.
Oh,
Heck
stop
yeah.
that.
We did stretch.
Alright.
It was a requirement when we went to break.
Alright, so you guys are shown to your rooms for the evening, and if there's any sort of, like, dialogue that you want to have happen, go for it. You didn't really have, like, a whole lot of time to talk.
I'm gonna get.
AKA your DM wants you to role play.
Oh, Eliz has a question for Charity. Eliz goes over and is like,
Who's Charity?
"Sorry,
Did
I
we
can't
get a new
see."
character?
I feel like that's just Eliz, though.
I know, but then I think that Clarity says, like, "Oh, who's that?" Like, completely honest. Like, "Oh, is there somebody new?" Like,
They've been invisible this whole time.
And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
I know you don't want to go back from where you're from, and well, I do not know the reason why, and honestly, that might be for the best, as then I do not have any. I have plausible deniability of your supposed, maybe alleged crimes.
what do you mean? I have no crimes. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about either. But maybe you can get this guy to vouch for you and say, you know, this is my person and they're doing good in the world. Or you could ask the other queen. Perhaps that would be a good idea.
First of all, what crimes? You seen any wanted posters with this mug on it? No, you haven't.
I mean, I'm just saying if there was to be an occasion to where you might need some leverage for your freedom, I don't think it would be a shabby idea. But, you know, you do you. My favorite non-criminal.
Thank you. I am definitely not a criminal.
Are you
100%.
not a crook?
Not a peasant, not a criminal.
Yes. I'm gonna be honest with you, and let's get really real. And like, Clarity pulls Eliz in close. I am a peasant, though.
I know that's why. That's why I suggest that you try to do the non-peasant thing and get diplomatic immunity, because as a peasant, I thought you wouldn't think of that.
I mean, if you want to just like throw around titles or something, that's fine. But like, here's the thing: I'm not a criminal, so I don't need. I'm good. Do I
Okay.
want to go back there? No, I do not.
That is fine then. We will not go back there until, for some godforsaken reason, we must go back there.
Yeah, let's just avoid it because that town's a shithole.
Yeah, let's not put this into the world that we'll have to go back to your home for some, I don't know, plot hook that explains your backstory and puts you through emotional trials and trauma.
That seems like a really strange thing to say.
Our final item is gonna be there. Relic of Divinity.
Anyways, want to
Like, yeah.
Yep.
want to eat some more cheese?
I do want to eat some more cheese.
I'm
Yeah.
also trying to like shove a Pop-Tart in my face because I'm hungry. So
Do you want some of my sandwich? I used the leftover Arby's horseradish sauce we had in the fridge. Do you ever just save all the sauce packets so you don't have to buy sauce?
Yep.
Eat my sandwich.
I don't go near Arby's though. It makes me sick every
we need
time.
sauce.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, nom 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 with the cheese. I want to eat all of it.
There's like fruits and stuff there too, so like Emmy can have some. And Reggie obviously is like all over that.
Especially if there's honey.
Yeah.
Emmy will I'll steal some fruit and stuff for Emmy. But I will ask Bram if Reggie wants to go have a out of chest picnic because Emmy can't fit right now.
You wanna go? I gotta turn my voice mod off.
Yeah, of course I want to go. It's Emmy.
Then no.
They have a little road
Aw.
picnic.
Cute.
So
You
cute.
can tell that there is life in the air.
Oh,
Oh,
we-
we so cute.
We also invite, what is his name again? Taigi?
Taiji?
Taiji? Okay. We invite him too.
Can he get like a vibe check if this is something that should be like, he doesn't want to
Do
be
they
for
wanna be-
real. He's kind of like looking at
Rolling
Reggie
it.
like,
How the hell are you doing over there?
I'm sure he can roll an insight check at like it's just a straight D20.
great, okay, here we go. Huh.
What hell was it?
Hey,
He's totally interrupting a date.
yeah, he's gonna be like, I am sick. I cannot go.
Ain't you a fake creature? How you get sick?
And he disappears.
Poof.
All right.
That's such a shame.
You see like the words of le pouf.
Emmy says to Reggie.
But he doesn't actually disappear because Aster has to make him disappear. So like
Okay,
it just
so he
says the
makes, like-
poof,
he makes,
and then
like,
he
a-
like
And then he like flies into her hair. He's like scrambling in the air, like very obviously. And he's like, oh no! As he tries to get in there.
Leo, no.
Emmy
Oh,
says
gosh.
that's such a shame. Let's go, Reggie.
Yeah, all right.
You see just like this little thumb like stick out of Aster's hair and it comes back in.
She's up in her hair with all the snakes.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Among other
Raleigh.
things.
And Raleigh.
Yep.
And probably some
Who's snor-
diamond-ish
who's snoring?
babies.
We're hoping.
Okay.
We should put that big diamond in there with Raleigh and see what happens. Or we just give Raleigh a creamy and she can...
Oh, well, maybe. Would it do anything? Do I think it would do anything?
Well, it did the last time that he got near a diamond, so.
But I mean, would a bigger diamond do something fancier or larger? Or take less time?
Roll an Arcana check.
Great. I'm gonna put my glasses on. So that I get to do it with advantage.
Should we make sure we put them on a date first too, to make sure that like things work out and like?
Yeah, we're gonna put our rocks in a date.
Yeah.
Ooh, pretty good. 19.
You're not sure what's gonna happen, but something will happen.
Just put them in a box.
I mean, I'm happy to
Are
try
you
it.
feeling lucky?
Or are they feeling lucky?
As a DM, I'm fully aware of what I'm doing to myself. But
I would like a little, what are those like little ant farm things, but just tiny little diamond ramps. Boink, boink, boink.
I think the thing about our party though is that we're both too dumb as a party, like in character, to exploit that.
Karani is very smart.
No, but like she's not greedy.
I mean,
You know what I
true.
mean?
She just wants cute, sparkly little gem pets.
Yeah,
She doesn't want it for money.
We were doing it for money. It was for the material components.
Yeah.
That wasn't to, like,
That are
sell
alive.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, sentient material components.
But we didn't
obviously.
know it would first be sentient. But now we do. So it makes it more fun.
You know,
It's a sacrifice. One for another.
We don't trade lives.
Maybe that makes
don't?
it more intense. We trade lives all the time. What are you talking about?
Nope.
We traded our lives for that vampire man.
He wasn't alive though.
Two
He
for
was
three.
alive.
Lives. I don't know if we trade lives. Kind of dispose of them.
Speaking of lives, I go and I kind of like talk to one of the staffs outside. I'm like, hey, is there any like religious temples around here?
there are several, but there are shrines on the ground. What are you looking for?
The Raven Queen, and I show my cool gear.
no.
Oh, motherfucker!
They sort of like look you up and down, nod approvingly, and they're very beautiful. Yes, there is a shrine to the Raven Queen here on the grounds, or there is a proper temple in town.
Oh, can you write me some directions?
Sure, they give you directions to both.
Do you have a map?
I have a map of the city, sure.
No, do they have a map that I can have as an item? Because I love putting things in my inventory. It's like an adrenaline rush.
A map can be fetched for you, yes, if you
I'm putting it
choose.
in my.
Welcome to the portion of the game where Maggie hoards everything again.
I love hoarding things.
Another thing I'm gonna forget about. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that
what's it
problem
called
with
again?
my Monday night character. I have stuff in there that I like have literally never seen.
The thing is, we have to leave all our stuff behind in that campaign. What's the map of? What's this place called again? Just so I write it down specifically.
VEL
Hold on.
space T.
It's not
Yep.
spawning me more lines. It's lagging a little. Could you put it in the... Thank you. Could somebody make a thing in the thing? The party sheet and just put a map in there? Because it's like not working for me right now.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't think it's like a fantasy ground problems. I think it's because I have the stream up also. So my internet's lagging. I'll go fix it. I am a hoarder, Sophia. I love hoarding.
No better place to hoard than in D&D.
Yeah.
I was getting there.
You guys are gonna battle for efficiency. But in the end, I win.
She's so much faster than me. She's so much faster than me.
But in the end, I win because I didn't have to do the work. I am the chicken who did not bake the bread.
What?
You don't know the chicken bread?
No.
I remember that story.
Yes, it's one of my favorite things as somebody whose love language is acts of service. The chicken who they bake the bread by themselves and then everybody wants a piece of the bread, but then they didn't help even though the chicken asked.
My love language is apparently called pebbling, like a penguin.
No. Aw.
So they have your so neat.
Adorable.
So, anyways, you are given a map of the city, and they mark the temple on there for you if you choose. And I'll mark it on the big map too that I've got so that you can find it. Anything else anybody wants to do before you rest for the evening? Ram, Aster, I'm looking at you too.
Well, obviously Ram needs a bath or something.
It's a very interesting wall over there.
Power washer.
Eliz does want to have one quick moment before Aster and Ram go cry or something. Eliz asks, "Hey, did you meet a guy who was a skeleton? When you were, you know, the D word?"
Was there a skeleton?
Aster, you don't remember skeleton, but you do remember a purple lantern, much like the one that is on Eliz's hip right now.
I saw something like that. No skeleton.
Okay. I mean, I got a cool new internship going on right now. I just wanted to know the experience and how you would rate it. That way I can do my best in the future. Do you have any questions? I mean, I can't answer any of the questions really right now. Do you have any complaints or like any way feedback that you would give me? This is like the first time Eliz is dropping this bomb, by the way.
Question, comments, or concerns?
Yeah. Can you please take this survey?
Can you please fill out this card?
Yeah.
How was your death? I guess, if you're gonna say something, you should say it really fast because you never know if you're gonna get yanked back into reality / life. So just be a little bit quicker with you gotta say something,
Okay, I can talk about it. The thing is, I don't think that we can extend the time that you're there. That is not on our onus. However, I can inquire about this more. Any other feedback?
I can take this up with my manager.
Yeah, she's hot.
I'll tell Karini to leave you dead longer next time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not my responsibility.
Just give me 5 minutes.
I don't think Revivify works like that.
It won't work if we give you 5.
Oh, never mind. Don't do 5 minutes.
You get 54 seconds. That's it.
Oh, there you go.
Also,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure Ram would have killed me.
More moss, I guess. Always use more moss.
Oh my god, could you imagine if Aster was dead, and you couldn't actually bring her back?
That would suck.
If you had failed
Okay.
that last con save there, Keisha, we would be having a very different conversation right now.
Yeah.
So, I guess
So Elise
good
pats
character.
Aster on the back and is like, "I'm glad you're still here. Please don't do that again. I mean, if you have to, I cannot blame you for death comes for us all. But I would prefer if you stick around, or your lady friend." I raise my eyebrows up and down, which I can't do in real life. It's like the winking problem. was quite upset. I think she wanted to talk to my manager, actually. And every other manager in the world, and punch them in the
Probably.
face.
Yeah, it seems more accurate than talking. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Welcome.
I'm gonna die saying I punched a god.
That'd be pretty dope.
That's how I go. Decided. Punched a god in the face.
Well,
punched
anyway.
punched Tiamat in the face with a monk once.
I kissed a girl and I liked it. Taste of her cherry chapstick.
Not true. It was not cherry. Okay.
Coca-Cola
Well,
flavored.
It doesn't like chapstick.
well, this is a whole thing that we're definitely gonna have to talk about, but we'll have to do that later. So I don't know how to say byes. Okay. Good.
It is not goodbye, but to see you later. I believe that was said by Sun Tzu.
Sun who?
What?
No, Sun Tzu. Not to be confused with Sun Hu. They are different people.
Yeah, I guess I just haven't heard of either one of them. But you know, I am a peasant. I'm very uncultured.
It's okay. I can take you to a library and we can read all volumes. There's only 386. Don't worry.
Sure.
You were here this whole time, Clarity? Sorry.
Sometimes.
I see you in my dreams.
Sometimes I'm here and sometimes I'm not. I'm very sneaky.
You are very sneaky.
You might be a peasant, but you are very sneaky.
Sometimes I gotta go check out some other stuff, and you guys don't need to worry about it. I'll be fine. I would have been fine, by the way.
Worry about it.
Nobody needs to worry about it. I got it.
Asta, are you more or less worried now?
Master just leaves.
Craney's just in her own room, fully asleep at this point.
Yeah. The rooms that you guys were given, there's sort of like a central chamber that you can like a gathering chamber, and then there's like bed chambers off of it, like a suite of rooms. So
I go and give the lover burns privacy. I go march off to the temple to be continued later, and then I let Ram and Aster deal with their consequences.
Why is it a consequence?
Because you fucking died!
you fucking died!
I don't. It's not like I did it on purpose.
It was just a couple seconds. It's
It was
fine.
just a little wee little just. I'm here. Just kidding. That's fine. Where is Ram?
Since Ram doesn't sleep, unless you like grabbed their hand and dragged them somewhere, they're probably just sitting in like the main communal room of our suite.
Yeah. Master would just. What time is it at this point? Are the stars out? Is it night?
At this point, it's nighttime now. It is probably like 8 o'clock at night or so.
How are you doing? It was a day, I guess, but I want to know how you are.
I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm not fine. I saw a lot of things. Things I forgot about. And then I almost lost you. Not a hard day.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. Not your fault.
Something kind of good, I guess, happened from it.
That
I think this was probably the first time I was actually truly afraid of dying. And I'm so happy for that. It's because of all of you. And you're all a very good reason for me to want to journey with you all and forge a future together. That day was also, well, the end of it was very odd. I definitely did not go about that battle very smartly. Could have done things differently, but I was just very overcome with a lot of emotion, which I'm not really used to. But in a way, I was actually kind of happy to be feeling. And I want to keep doing that and exploring it. I feel like I've been locked away for so long that I don't really know myself truly yet. And you know how I hate lies, so I'm glad to be embracing my true self, and you know that you are the biggest reason. And I know that you've been through a lot too, a lot of things that I'm not truly aware of. And maybe you're starting to remember, but anything that you need, I'll be here for you, and we all will. All get through it together.
Yeah. I wish I'd done some things different today, and a lot of other days too.
Well, you just learn from it, and you keep going.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep going
Of course.
together. Because frankly, fuck death. It is not allowed in this party.
I think we may have a slight conflict of interest at the moment with that, given our elf friend.
Well, at least for now, it's not today, death.
I don't know how long I will be functional for, but I hope it's long enough that neither of us will miss each other.
Oh, I think we'll miss each other. But that's not a bad thing.
Maybe.
We'll take it day by day. Live in the moment.
Yeah.
Master is curled up right next to Ram.
Got my arm around her. I don't want to. I just don't want to. Let's retire. Let's go somewhere.
I know. I want to see the dinosaurs too. But there is some stuff that we we really need to do first.
Yeah.
And then we will.
Yeah. Of course. Keep fighting.
You know, the first thing I'm gonna do when we get our house is punch a hole in the roof.
Why don't we put a window in the roof?
Yeah, I guess that would work too.
Make the whole roof a window.
Mm. And then have a little side room for Reggie.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
For Taiji, too. Yeah,
We'll just hear a little
Wee.
Like, brush into Aster's hair in the approximate area that Taiji made a sound from.
Just he's in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, that's one of the snakes. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, they'll always be in my hair. That's not changing.
Yeah. No.
All right. So you settle in then?
You gotta sleep, Aster. Sure, being dead and coming back is not an easy thing to do.
No, it wasn't.
What did you see? When you went?
I saw the tree, and I always say his name wrong. Ouroboros.
Ouroboros, yeah. Yep.
Ouroboros. I'm gonna call him Ori. That's so much easier.
Sure, he will appreciate that nickname. Did you want to stay?
No. I mean, it seemed like he wanted to say something, I think. And I wanted to know what it was. But I didn't want to know it as much as I wanted to see you again, so. He can wait. I'll probably see him again, so I'm not too worried.
Not that way again, I hope. For a long time.
As long as we keep Karani around, I think we're good.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel kind of bad about how I treated her when she first met with us.
Well, I was a new person. You can't really help that. But Karani proved themselves, so.
Yeah. Not that they need to. Nobody needs to. But, I mean, okay, yeah, some people do.
But for the most part, no.
For the most part, nobody has to prove anything to.
Clarity wanders through the middle part of the room and says, "Does anybody have one of Ram's, like, scarves? Because all these motherfucking owls in the palace are keeping me awake."
Start pulling out a bunch of scarf from the bag of holding and, like, cut off, like, 10 feet. Here you go.
Thanks. Oh my
Motherfucking
gosh.
owls in this motherfucking house.
Look, I've only got so many things on my soundboard, okay?
No, there and he just says, "Oh, thank God," and goes back and lays down.
The moment's ruined. Go to bed. And just like
Yeah, okay.
pick Aster up and take her into one of the rooms and tuck her in. Go to sleep.
Just like stare at you, and then I just kind of like roll, fall off the bed, go under the bed. Okay. Foot sticks out.
I wait until I know Aster's asleep.
Oh yeah, it takes about 30 seconds and you hear snoring from underneath the bed.
And then I use my amulet of the shifter. And I give myself just a human face, human head. Average, completely androgynous, with real defining features. It's just a face. And I let myself cry for 30 minutes. Just quietly into a pillow. Then I shut down for a couple hours.
Do you electric warforged weep?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, while that's going on, Eliz, you wander through the streets following the map towards the mark that the servant had made on the map for you as to where the proper temple is. And what you sort of come upon is very, on the outside, done up in sort of black marble with like streaks of gold threaded through it. And it's very, very beautiful. It's not very big, but beautiful nonetheless.
You know, they say that size doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How you use it.
And there is a pair of like double doors that are closed at the moment. Windows of stained glass, and you can see that there's lights on inside.
I open the doors dramatically. Just
Like Aragorn showing up at Helm's Deep.
I assume so.
The hottest moment in Lord of the Rings saga.
I have not
is
seen
so
the
I
Lord
am
of the
gay as
Rings.
fuck, and even I thought that was hot, so.
I am a fake nerd.
I mean, Viggo Mortensen, right?
Viggo Mortensen is
Yeah.
very attractive.
But yes, you throw open the doors, and like they open very easily, so it's a little bit more dramatic than you meant it to be.
No, it's not. I meant it to be
Okay.
the most dramatic.
Okay. You throw open these doors. There's doves that like take off in the rafters somewhere.
No ravens?
Some random fucking owl hoots out the window.
Fucking owls.
Don't make that face, honey. I love it.
Buddy is fond of owls, except for Mice and Freeze and Simon Cowell's. Anybody else remember Mr. Weeple?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
But anyways, you enter inside, and there isn't anybody. There are no patrons in here at the moment, but you do see a few of the like priests here, and they sort of look at you as you dramatically throw open the doors.
Do they like my digs?
There's one that sort of like takes in your sight, and like you can see a couple of them sort of like nod approvingly.
Yeah. I have cool clothes. Why did that sound play?
A gong goes off inside somewhere. You're not really sure where. Sanctuary. Anyways,
I look around to see if an owl has ran into a gong.
no. But anyways, as you sort of enter in, there's one human female wearing sort of like a white robes with like a black tabard in the front that has like a feather emblazoned on it.
Is it a feather from a raven?
It is a black feather, yes. You can guess it's probably a raven. You know, they're going for a look here.
I give her a nod approvingly, and I'm like, I like your outfit.
I like yours as well.
Yeah. I was wondering, are you open for service right now?
We are open at all hours.
Good, because if not, it would be quite awkward as I just entered very ostentatiously.
Are you
Because I
here
need to speak to
commune?
a manager.
I need to speak to the man. What did you say?
Are you here to commune?
Yes, I am.
Very well. Come with me.
I come with
And they take you up to like the front of this temple. And much like the one at home, there is a basin that is full of some sort of red viscous blood, like probably blood. And
good thing the vampire wasn't here, hey? Play the laugh track.
This blood is also Karini's.
Oh,
Yes.
Rainy!
somehow it's all just Karini's blood. That was what she did with her 2 months of downtime, was just go to all the major cities and all the temples and just
Keep bleeding, I keep bleeding.
but she reaches down and just like with a forefinger sort of reaches into the basin and then makes a mark on your forehead and motions for you to sort of sit. There's like benches and things nearby.
I sit in the most non-peasant way.
Yes, it's very regal.
Mm-hmm.
And after a moment they sort of, leave you to it, and your vision is pulled once again from your body. And this time you don't go to the river like you are sort of expecting to. Instead, you wander to a place that is full of mist. You're surrounded on all sides. And you hold your lantern out in front of you, and as you sort of look to either side, you see that there are people with you.
Is one of them a centaur, one of them an angel, one of them purple, another one a human with a cowboy hat who's holding hands with a red-haired lady, and also a bunny with a book, and a horny person with an instrument, and somebody with a lot of shoes who's clinging to a minotaur?
No, because these people do not have like forms. They are just beings of pure light.
Wicked.
And you don't see like they don't have like, they're not like human, not elf, nothing like that. They're just like these amorphous sort of light, and you're leading them through the mists. And as you hold your lantern out in front, you're kind of curious to see that the mists seem to be shunted to either side of this lantern. And as you walk for a time, and you know that they are following you without having to look behind you. You know that they're following you. And eventually you start to see on the ground in front of you, because at first there's nothing. It's just mist and more mist. That's all you see. But after a little bit, you start to see tufts of grass here and there on the ground in front of you. And eventually the grass begins to become more and more prevalent. And eventually you pass through some sort of like barrier almost, and you emerge into a place that you've never been before. there's grass that is sort of a greenish blue almost in color, like dark in color. The sky is full of stars, and you see mountains. Well, you see one mountain, and on the side of the mountain you see what look to be alabaster citadels sort of dotting the landscape. This mountain is huge, like massive, and you see sort of up the lower levels of the mountain you see these citadels, and at the base of this mountain there is a lake that reflects the starlight within it, and you sort of look at the people around you and you nod and you turn around and you go back, and you do this several times, and eventually after a few hours or so you sort of come back to your body, and you get the sense that probably at night, and you feel rested for the most part, you feel rested, you get the sense that probably while you are sleeping, this is what you will be doing.
I wonder, do I get a lunch break in between? I believe I'm entitled to at least one break. Where I get to eat the food of the gods, I assume?
Interns don't get breaks.
Oh no, it's the god system, also a capitalistic hellscape.
You guys are getting paid?
Getting paid in holy points. You can use them at the holy point shop.
Yep, totally.
Like old mines in the south.
Who are you kidding? You're getting paid in experience.
I'm getting paid in exposure.
Yep.
Oh, exposure.
Mm.
I look at the lady. Did she come back?
She's like in the same room still, like dusting and things like that, keeping the temple, but not really bothering you, just sort of nearby in case you need something.
Oh, I asked, how long has it been? I got lost in. I cut myself up so I don't lie.
She looks at you and she says, it has been a few hours, champion.
What did you call me?
You are the champion, are you not?
I mean, yes, but you didn't acknowledge that in the beginning, so I didn't know that you knew.
Well, I wasn't sure you had accepted.
I did. I just had my first shift on duty. It was very good. No OSHA violations. I approve. Raven Queen, fun working conditions.
I don't know what any of that means, but okay.
It's okay. Just know that you are doing a good service, and I cannot entirely speak for her. I bet she appreciates it.
The lady shows her appreciation in her own way.
She does. Do I have to announce who I am, or she didn't really give me a kind of initiation besides letting me accept I don't have a handbook or anything.
That is the path that you must choose on your own. If you choose to announce that, others will take notice, sure.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like you have to hide it.
No, I just was wondering, do I have to arrange a parade or, I don't know, a speech? I just wanted to make sure.
The Raven Queen is not so
Ostentatious.
formal in her presentations.
Yes.
She's very business-minded.
Yes. Okay, I just wanted to, make sure I was following protocol, stay in her good books. Hey, what about the big guy also upstairs who, has that scale who judges people's souls?
Kalimvor.
Yeah,
He is the god of death.
yeah.
What about him?
What do you think? Like, any opinions or word of advice if, let's say, I get to meet him again and, you know, I need to win his approval. I assume bribes do not work.
No, it is his job to judge your soul,
Yeah.
and where you go from there, that is for him to determine.
Yeah.
It is simply our task to guide the souls on.
Yeah.
He is fair in his judgment and has served on the Council of Deities since the beginning of time.
Yes, this is all new. Thank you for entertaining my questions. Is there anything that I can do for you?
No, we're pretty well set here at the moment.
You like King Guy?
Wolfrill, yes, he is a man of the people.
Yes, he is very intriguing. I hope to, get in his good graces. He seems like a good man.
Yes, he is one of the good ones, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He takes good care of this city and the people in this country.
Well, now that hopefully, the bad and brands are appropriately dealt with, the land will be even more prosperous as, undead, no, bad, icky, stinky.
They did have quite a reputation, yes.
What kind of reputation? I mean, I am not from here. I only...
Dark dealings and secret meetings with demons.
Yes, that is quite bad.
And some ties to these things called the Children of Air.
Oh, have they been around here, these children of air?
A while back, yes, but Wolfrill ran them out of town fairly efficiently.
Yes, that is quite good, as I hear. They are also not to be permitted, as they bring people to death or even worse, far too soon. They
I
are
mean,
not
death
fair
comes for
judges.
us all, but
Yes, it does, but some deaths are more painful than others, I have a feeling.
such is the way of life.
Yeah, for instance, like, let's say that you were killed and your skin was peeled off.
Yes, that would be quite painful.
Anyways, it was nice meeting you. I bow. Goodbye.
You as well, champion. Have a good evening.
You too. You too. Get some rest.
She sort of like sees you to the door and then like pulls the doors shut behind you, like
Champion's very eccentric.
yes. And you make your way back to the palace.
Making
You
a
are
whole
escorted back to your chambers, and you are able to go to bed. And I think that's probably where we're gonna call it for the night.
We get a long rest though, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so glad I had my mic off when Eliz said that.
What
Eliz
part?
has high charisma,
About
right?
the skin
Just
peeling
checking.
off.
That would be
I
quite
almost died.
painful.
I was like, oh. Anyways,
Goodbye.
Okay, there. Go hard, I guess.
that was great. That was fantastic.
Just making sure you have a high charisma.
I do. I have a very high charisma. My charisma is, in fact, 20.
Holy
Coming out your ears.
I don't know how that's possible.
Too much charisma.
I have the Riz, so people just let me do what I want.
You've got a
It's a little
permit for
piece
that?
of paper that just says I can do what I want.
Yeah.
For the rules, I have money.
You are Ron Swanson.
Well, thanks everybody for coming and watching, and thank you Fantasy Grounds for the raid. That was fun.
Yeah.
We appreciate your VTT. We are going to go raid the Mind's Eye, who's currently playing Smite, I believe with their partner, if I'm reading this notice correctly. Either way, enjoy the raid. Stick around. Those platinum pieces you can use to help or hinder any party that's here on the Vactier. Join us tomorrow morning for Together Among the Stars with Dungeon Daddy Rick and special guest Hunter from Warlocks and Waffles. And we'll be back here on Monday night for Mistwalkers, where the Bagman is slated to be summoned.
I mean, we could just go hang out in the Phixius world. I'm just
Nope.
saying.
Nope, too bad. Bagman's
No,
coming.
I mean, but we could, and then then everybody else would die. And then
Have a good night.
And